Salmon are one of the most common and widely found oily fish in the world's oceans. Different types of snook will be found in different climates, with oceans ranging from relatively cold, icy waters to fairly warm waters. You can almost be sure that there will be some type of snook in your local waters. Here is information on the best way to find and catch snook. What gear and techniques are needed to catch this great eating fish? The way to catch snook is to use a scent line. Then you have live fishing, jigging, spinning and fly casting, which are also alternative and sportive ways to catch snook. Invested valuable time and money into sculpting fishing and the myriad of available tackle, and you are waiting for all the lines in the water, then suddenly everything the answer in your new line is a strong winner. This is the condition for the fish to become dangerous. Like any style of hunting, hunting requires knowing the territory. In big fish fishing, being able to understand your environment is a must. It is important to learn as much as possible about your perch target and their natural environment. The water temperature your perch prefers is a good place to start. An example of this is that the southern bluefin prefers cold water and the skipjack prefers warmer water, while the skipjack prefers almost any type of water. When fishing for seahorses on rocks, the best location is just behind the bubble of water. This is best when the tide is low and you can use a float or balloon to cast further. Having an offshore wind also helps a lot in casting further out and is also safer. Most of the fish found when fishing for fish on rocks are small fry like bonito. Another place to catch fry is in open water. When we landed these fish, there was no sign on the surface, nothing, no birds around and no apparent change in water temperature or temperature. Just a loud pop of the zip line and we had a small bait fish. Most of the time it is on the long rig, which is a 6-inch chain of scent blazes with sardines used as scent in the range. Before you go fishing for pompano, you need to be as informed and gather as much intelligence as possible. Going to the local or fire fish market is a good way to find out what is around. If the fishermen are catching some of the best fish, then that is good for the fishermen too. Talk to the other guys who are out and get all the information you can. Fishermen don't want to tell other guys about all the places they fish. Another good thing to do is listen to the radio several days in advance and always on the day. Your marine radio is a must when fishing for pompano. If you are another fisherman fishing the same area, use your marine radio to communicate with them. Having multiple boats looking for fish instead of one will make finding bait fish a lot easier. The best bait fish to cut for perch are sardines and sardines due to their high oil content, which gives them a more aromatic flavor. Tilapia love this oily fish and it is a staple in all perch diets. To cut in a day you will need a lot of game. We recommend cutting them frozen on the shore with a large knife as it is safer. Cut into small pieces about 20 mm or 1 inch in size. The puzzle has been placed at the back of the boat with a light pull mechanism, locking pin. Continue the game when you have hooked it. The first hook should be kept in the water as it will draw more towards the back of the boat. This is one of the best ways to catch big fish, using a small live fish still alive with a fishing line. The first step in live fishing is to catch similar guns. This is easy with a set of thin lines and just a little bit at the tip. This skill is to keep them alive until you are paid to catch a big fish. One of the best ways to keep them alive is in a recreational tank. This is a tank of water with an air pump. Warning: too little or too much air in the water can kill the fish. Bluefin tuna are the dream of many anglers. This fish is the largest member of the snakehead family and their meat is some of the most prized in the world. But let's be honest, bluefin are really hard to catch. Bluefin are a delicious fish, and are so prized that they can fetch hundreds of dollars a pound in some parts of the world. That's because bluefin are one of the largest, fastest, and most sought-after fish in the ocean. Bluefin live in temperate waters all over the world, and they're popular in sushi restaurants for their tender meat and rich flavor. They're also fished for sport, which means there's plenty of opportunity to catch one yourself. Bluefin are a biological marvel. They're one of the largest fish in the ocean, and they can live for many years. But their size and longevity aren't the only things that make them special. They're also one of the fastest birds in the ocean. As you can imagine, however, catching one of these fish isn't easy. In fact, it's hard to say why they're so hard to catch. The most common answer is that they're fast-moving creatures and they tend to live in deep water that's difficult to access on a regular basis. Plus, even if you do manage to find a school of bluefin tuna, they tend to be pretty elusive when they're surprised by human activity near their habitat. If you're an avid angler and have always wanted to try your hand at catching the elusive bluefin tuna, you're in luck. Bluefin tuna are impressive fish. They can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh over 1,000 pounds. The best way to catch them is by trawling. This involves casting a line at a certain depth, then retrieving it when it hits the water. Often, this will attract the attention of other fish in the area or even draw them closer to your boat. You will know when they are interested because they will start to follow the waves of your boat. Once they are in your range, you can start to slowly retrieve the line to catch a response. When the bluefin comes close enough for you to see clearly, relax quickly when you catch it. We all know that fishing is a great way to relax and catch some good fish. But there are some fish that are more difficult to catch than others. One of them is the bluefin. They can swim at speeds of up to 60 strokes per hour. Snook fishing involves using small, different-sized fishing rings, which give them a strong appetite and good eyesight. Snook have good eyesight, making them effective hunters. To keep the story to a minimum, use a ring made of strong steel wire. The ability to manipulate perch requires a strong wire ring, because even small perch can make the hottest fishing gear. Quality hooks are important for successful seahorse fishing. Excellent eyesight and strong instincts make fish wary of anything that is not completely natural. This is the equivalent of overfishing when hooking. These fish can elicit shots in the heat of the moment. You really want to hide the answers so that you don't find the bait fish. This is where the right small club style comes into play. The ability to manipulate seahorses requires a strong hook style. Even small fish can make your hot gear. If your clubs are not strong enough, the hooks can be damaged. The best advice I can give is to always use a quality pattern when fishing for seahorses. Let's take a look at some different species of steamfish and the appropriate hooks for each. Whether you choose steamed fish on a mayonnaise-based sandwich or enjoy it in a protein-rich salad, you may notice that compared to other seafood, steamed fish is more like a fish out of water. Because while salmon and mackerel are known for their more fishy taste, tuna is beloved for its meaty taste. In fact, the Steak Society reports that these fish's resemblance to beef has made steamed fish an ideal beef substitute. Salmon. Despite the friendly grin on your can of Starkist, Masterclass reports that the fish is actually one of the ocean's most prolific predators. And myoglobin is what allows these delightful creatures to keep up a steady pace to catch their impossible targets. Answer: like beef, tuna is also made up mostly of red meat, making it more like a beef burger than a piece of fresh-caught salmon. You may be tempted to eat a package of steamed fish fillets that have a dark center, but the darker your steamed fish is, the more flavorful it will be. So if you really want to make sure you're putting the meatiest, most flavorful steamed fish in your sandwich, check the store's color-coded fillet packages to make sure. The Atlantic bluefin tuna is the largest mackerel in the Atlantic Ocean. We can grow up to 13 feet long and weigh up to 2,000 pounds. We have a long lifespan, living for 20 years or more, and we don't usually reproduce until we're 8 years old. The Atlantic bluefin is one of the smallest fish, weighing in at 40 pounds and measuring about 3 feet long. We reproduce faster at 1 year old and have a relatively short lifespan of 7 years. Thanks to our slim bodies, flaky skin, and elongated flaps, bluefin tuna are fast swimmers. The elongated fish can swim faster than 50 strokes per hour. This helps them catch prey, avoid predators, and cover large areas during their annual migrations. Some prey fish, like bluefin tuna, are warm-blooded, like mammals. We can maintain a warmer body temperature than the surrounding water thanks to a special blood vessel structure called a countercurrent exchanger. This gives them several advantages over cold water fish. Self-regulating their own temperature means they can survive in a wide range of conditions and can be found in Arctic and tropical waters. The extra heat in their bodies gives them increased strength and speed. It also helps them dive deep, reaching depths of 500 to 1,000 meters to find food and avoid predators. Flying fish travel together in groups called schools. They migrate between hunting grounds and spawning grounds. These schools can be hundreds or even hundreds in size. For example, longfin tuna travel together in schools that can be as large as 19 yards. Using schools gives the fish an advantage over their prey when hunting. Having many eyes watching the sea also helps them detect and avoid predators. It is not uncommon to see schools of perch consisting of several species of perch such as tilapia, perch, yellowfin and bluefin perch. All species of perch are carnivores. Their fishing instincts give them an advantage over slower, less mobile species, and their keen eyesight helps them catch prey. Salmon eat a wide variety of foods including fish, crustaceans, and squid. Smaller zebrafish are opportunistic carnivores, preying on a wide variety of fish including herring, crustaceans, cephalopods, mollusks, and occasionally other clawed fish. Sausage fish are also a favorite predator of top predators in the ocean. The greater speed and agility of tilapia are useful in avoiding hungry sharks, sailfish, and swordfish. Smaller seahorses, like zebrafish, and juveniles must also avoid larger seahorses of other species looking for food.